Okay, we are live. Hi.
It's happening.
It's happening. So it's Friday. It's Facebook Live Day. We were going to have a travel company join us, and they have been held up or something. So because I don't like to talk alone anymore, you guys now get to meet the lovely Heather Henderson, my colleague and behind the scenes girls on a bunch of stuff in the event industry and Jen Singer events world. So Heather, thanks for joining me.
Hi. It was only a matter of time.
Yes. And I think with everybody's crazy world schedules going on, it's just an opportunity to have you come and chat, and inevitable that people would have things come up, and here we are. One of the things I thought, well, let's just have you introduce yourself. Who are you and what do you do? What do you got going on?
Since March of 19, my job title has transitioned to full-time mother. That's what I do every day.
Yes.
I am a snack queen on demand. And so, but no.
That's a nice way of putting it too.
Right? My name's Heather Henderson. I fell in love with events when I was voluntold to be on the holiday party committee for my government job about 8 years ago now. And from there, I just dove into the logistics and the negotiations and kind of that pulling all the vendors together and making sure everybody's got their ducks in a row.
Yeah.
And just loved it and realized that this admin life is not the life for me anymore. And so that from that point, I supported them for 3 more years. And then I was ready to make my transition. And then luck would have it that you and I met and became a good fit. And now I'm supporting Jen Singer events with producing seamless and engaging events.
Yes, although we've taken a pause from planning mainly just some virtual things recently, but yes, I cannot wait till we get back to planning more seamless and engaging events. And we got to post the photos. I kind of feel like sometimes like a mother who doesn't get around to doing her own photo albums and stuff, and we got to finally around to posting the RFP photos from the event back in March, which in some respects felt like it was a few seconds ago when we got to have a cocktail party, and other times feels like 1,000 years ago. So
true.
Yeah, and kudos to Miss Amy Millard and those gorgeous photos, and also to all the vendors, Huntress Florals and
Culinary Concepts.
Yes.
Yep.
Culinary Concepts. Who else was there? DJ Greg. Greg. Yeah. AV San Diego, and then our event venue spaces that let us host the our offices that we don't really get to go to anymore, where we got to host the event. So
don't forget the pretzel bar by Mastiff.
Yes. Yeah, and they've been doing some really fun to go stuff too that I've seen. So they've got some cool stuff going on. Our friends over at Mastiff. I reached out to them and want to bring them on and have a chat, but I think they're kind of busy with their to go stuff right now. So
that's good.
Yeah, we'll connect with them soon. Well, one of the things we do have coming up, or we've been doing, is we've been virtual happy hours. That's been our jam for sure. We're really good at that. We're really good at cocktails in the afternoon and coffee in the morning.
Stay hydrated.
Stay caffeinated. Stay
sane. Oh man.
So yeah, those have been fun. Our virtual happy hours, and then we've also done a couple workshops, and I think we've been able to utilize some of our experience and the tools we created to teach our colleagues, utilizing Canva. So I was thinking maybe we could just chat about like how, even with the events that we produce, how you use Canva and what you love about the tool.
Oh my goodness, I could go on. Canva, I think one of the coolest things that comes from it is these templates. It gives you a baseline, and then you can totally reformat it to fit your color scheme, your vision, right? Mm-hmm. And so not having to start from a blank page, because we all know, especially when it comes to content writing, that blank page is the devil. And so it kind of gives you a jumping off point. And so that is probably one of the cooler things about Canva. And one of the notes from your last class that I've been utilizing was to search travel, and how travel usually relates with images or designs that relate towards our industry. So that was a cool takeaway.
Yeah, but just because there's not a lot of when it comes to the templates, I totally agree. It is so great because you're like, okay, I feel like social media or, just marketing in general is like this beast that you always have to feed. Like you're always like, here's another week. You got to put out more stuff. And then now there's Instagram stories and TikTok. Like I haven't even jumped into TikTok yet, but it's definitely on my radar. You're like, oh my God, there's just like so much content that you have to put out on all these different platforms to keep everybody engaged and informed and like know what you're doing. And so it can definitely be daunting to kind of always have to like create. But Canva does provide that like good reference point of like starting point for inspiration for ideas where you're like, oh, this is kind of cool. I like this motif. Like how can I personalize it? Like brand it with some of the stuff that's like really personal to what we're doing, or maybe fits a theme that we've done. Like, if it's when we did the gala with ACC with their Old Hollywood Gala, you can find things that like are representative of event themes that you've done. And yeah, there's not like always ones that are really specific to like event planning. There's a lot of wedding stuff, but not like the social corporate events that we do. And so I found, something I brought up in the last workshop is that, if you look for templates that are specific to travel, they're always going to have like a lot of different placements for photos, or like a lot of different placements for images. And that could be great for what we do. It's so like image focused too. So
yeah.
One of the things that you taught me that I did not know is how to look for colors, and how that when you're looking for specific colors and thinking about how to like restructure the colors, not even just like your branded stuff, but if you're like, okay, I want to change this, change the different color, change these elements, how there's like the color wheel on there. And you can look through all the million different colors, but that you can just type in like lime green and it'll come up like with all the different greens, and it'll just like, make it happen so much faster. And so that's one of the things that I love about that tool, like just trying to find colors and having just a reference to make it so quick and easy.
Yep. I've got a question.
Yes.
How do you, and you might not have an answer, how do you keep from going down a wormhole? Because I can spend so much time on a graphic because I'm like, oh, well, I don't know which idea. Do I like this color scheme, or do I like this design idea? And so I can go down the rabbit hole of design. How do you have any tricks of how to like mitigate the rabbit hole?
That's a good question. I guess one of the things that I try to do is I just try to like stay to our brand colors. And so that's one element that
special delivery.
Oh, babies. Oh my goodness. Morning. You are so cute. Oh, hi.
I think she just woke up.
Oh, I miss it.
Good morning.
Face. You're getting so big. Okay, so how do I stay not, yeah, how do I not go down a wormhole with design? I would say that it helps to try to focus the content to like one different style. And so if I find myself like deviating from that, then I try to bring it back to like that same kind of style. And I also try to, and if I'm interested in another style, I try to say like, okay, maybe I'll save that for another series, like another bundle of posts. So yeah. And I did that. Like there's some Instagram story stuff that I've been working on, where if I like a style, I try to just like use that in like a series of 4 or 5. But one of the other things that I tried to do recently is like create the Instagram puzzle. So doing that grid of the like 18 posts in one where everything kind of matches. And having that, I don't know, you might have noticed from the event industry stuff, like people think
I 100% noticed, and it's beautiful.
So that makes it a lot easier to like not go down rabbit holes of content design wise, because it's all built in one template. And I'm actually going to be doing a workshop on that in a couple weeks, but it's all in one template. And then you export it from Canva and then utilize a tool that cuts it into the individual posts. So it all lines up and matches.
That's so awesome.
Fiona, what do you think about that? Does that sound good?
Yes. Really like the infusion of, because the event industry kind of started off with this pink palette. And I love that you decided to throw in this like mustard, gold, orange, yellow, orange color. And it is, I just love it. Every time I see it, it's like the best. And that's something that's coming up now lately too in the design world, right?
Yeah.
Is these colors that are, it's like you have your palette, but then there's this infusion of bright, you know? And so that's a lot of fun to be catching and noticing lately too.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, one thing that actually it was attending Sue Hare's workshop about a month ago, and she was just mentioning stuff about like signature colors and on how she has like her signature color of purple that she's really known for. And she was like giving like marketing advice of like having something that stands out a little bit more. And I just started to think about like the pink as being I don't know, maybe just a little too subdued and not right.
More pop, more fun.
So I just, felt like maybe it was time to rethink that and to maybe introduce a color that was, you know, kind of more warm and fun and inviting too. So.
And I think you just touched on something that's really good is I think sometimes we get in our groove and we find our swim lane and, you know, maybe we aren't brave enough. Maybe we're not brave enough to like go out of our swim lane and infuse that other color, or maybe try a different hashtag or something like that. And so I guess one thing would say, be brave, you know, with especially if it's your own company, try something, maybe not all the things at once, but try to infuse something new or fun. Because if it's
especially right now, it's like, I felt like it was okay to take it, like everything is in such this like wait and see sort of environment. It's like, why not be experimental now and like test what works, like test your marketing stuff. I mean, everything is, unless people, I mean, in our world of corporate events, like unless it is a virtual event or something for later this, you know, maybe end of year, beginning of next, like everything's kind of, you know, on hold. And so might as well just like see and test some marketing stuff right now.
Yeah.
So,
yep. It's a great time to be doing it.
So yeah. Okay. What else do I love about Canva? I love that you can customize design, you know, in terms of sizing. So if you are looking for, you know, you're utilizing a tool and you need to create like something really specific, and you can just go in and make sure that the sizing is precise, so it doesn't cut everything off too.
Right. Right. Nope, that's an awesome tool. The resizing tool. I had another one in mind too. The idea of if you like a certain text, and say you went through and you spent all the money to get branded, to have those certain text, color, this and that, you can upload that into Canva and stay true to your brand. Totally. So I think that's a really cool feature. And, sometimes there's free text files available. And I've used that before because we had a Great Gatsby thing. And so I needed Great Gatsby themed 1920s style text. And so I was able to find that online and then just upload it.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's a good, there's tons of free fonts out there that you can integrate. And if you have the paid account for Canva, you can basically just set that so you're not always having to try to look for it or whatever. It'll just pop up every time. So that's like a super fun feature. I also just like the idea of creating templates that you can use too. We've been able to share templates with colleagues of things that we've worked on, and that's an exciting thing of just like not reinventing the wheel, even internally for design boards or proposals or whatever. So that's been exciting too.
Yeah,
it's getting so big.
What is our most loud toys? What is the template you would think that we use the most?
Well, when we were really busy about 6 months ago, it was the proposal.
The proposal. Oh, that is a beautiful template. Yeah.
Well, I think it came about too when we were it was a few years ago that I ended up creating something because I received an RFP request where I was going to have to go present in front of people and wanting to showcase something that was, a bit more than what you could find in PowerPoint. And so that just became like a kind of a go-to for, large scale events and that first inquiry phase of sending them something that was,
visually
and attractive, and covered all the bases. So not only talked about how we would approach the event and then what our services would be, but also like a little bit about us, what our approach to the event would be with some photo ideas and so forth.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good question. So Canva is really exciting. I think it can be, for anybody out there not using it or kind of don't know how to use it. We are hosting a workshop on June 2nd at 10 a.m. So lots of exciting stuff going on next week. Our collaboration with Virtual Event Collective. Next week, we're going to be busy getting ready for the MPI Gala that we're broadcasting on June 11th. So there's some pre-production elements taking place. I have a hair appointment on Monday.
That's unreal.
That's exciting. That was like the biggest news for me this week.
Oh, man. So California is slowly opening up. When's your hair appointment?
Monday at 11.
God, that's beautiful. That just sounds amazing. I booked one for the 7th. So, yeah. And I'm like the first appointment going in. And I texted my girl on the side. I'm like, so I'm going to need all the things. Like, I plan on being here for like 3 hours.
You're like, this is not quick. This is not a quick fix. No, I had texted my person too, and I said, when they announced it the other day, I was like, can I just get on the list, whatever list there is? I'm sure it's long. So if I could just number 97, that would be great. I don't care. I definitely need some attention. So I'm pretty excited for that because it's going to be right before we film some stuff. So yeah. So exciting stuff happening next week for sure.
Okay, so one more question about creating in Canva. So you're managing the social media for the event industry and VEC, am I correct?
Mm-hmm.
Or some of it? How do you keep do you have like, you create a design or a brand image and then you just try to stay true to those colors, those tones, you know, whether it's linear or fluid types of design? How do you say like, this is the event industry's lane of design and this is VEC's lane of design?
That's a good question. I mean, I think I try to think about it in terms of like a personality, you know, if they were a personality of like, what would they wear, you know, that day, or what would be, you know,
Facebook world, are you guys taking notes? That is brilliant. I love that.
Well, like for VEC, it's more masculine because it's like AV equipment and it's, you know, production elements. It's like wires and like all the AV stuff that, you know, all this technical stuff. It's like not, I don't know, it's just not like frilly and like, you know, it's like more masculine, you know? And so design element wise, I try to select things that kind of represent that. You know, it definitely needs to have a softness because, you know, in terms of our industry, there is, you know, far more females than there are males. So I felt like it does need to have like a little bit of softness to it. What are you doing? So yeah, I mean, and then when it comes to the other two accounts, it's really just kind of thinking about like if that was a person, like what those colors would resonate with, you know, with that, and what would their personality be. So
yeah. I like that. That's beautiful.
It's a good question. Well, thank you for hopping on and joining me today. And Miss Fiona, it is so good to see you. She's starting to look more and more like you. I mean, I know she's got ginger hair, but is that good? Is that no? That's good. That's not good.
Oh, child. Oh man. Well, thanks for having us. And I can't wait to be a part of the camp workshop on Tuesday, June 2nd.
All right. Well, take care, honey, and have a great weekend. And we'll definitely catch up again soon.
Okay.